11. Friends don't lie.
Stop it! You're freaking her out!
She's freaking me out! The upside down.
Do you understand what he's talking about?
No. I found the chocolate pudding!
Oh God, please tell me it's not the kid.
I need you to hide!
Mornings are for coffee and contemplation.
Holy shit.
Welcome back. My name is Kit.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Streaming Things. Streaming Stranger Things. That's
Stranger
right.
Things.
This time it's Season 1, Episode 3, Chapter 3, Holly Jolly.
It's a Holly Jolly podcast.
You think it's an episode about Holly running around the town drinking like crazy.
I wish it was that.
But it's not. It's actually a Christmas reference,
Holly.
that Holly Jolly.
Holly's got a gun. Like, she's like, Joyce, get to the bank.
Got a gun.
I immediately thought that too.
Yeah.
Old Janie teamed up with Holly. If you're new to the show, we've got a lot of stuff planned for you for this episode that you might not expect, like MadLibs. We're going to do a full overall thoughts on this episode segment, and then we'll go scene by scene, play by play through everything that happened in episode 3, walk you through it, do some voices for some reason. It's a whole thing. At the end, we'll talk about our top 3 favorite moments of this episode. The chocolate pudding, we found it, and we'll share it. Then our Easter Eggos, any kind of references to 80s culture, lore, tids and bits, a little behind the scenes info on how the episode was made, that kind of stuff. And then we'll nominate our favorite performance of the episode, the 11 out of 10 performance. And then we'll step into the Nina and visit the things we said, God help us all, about this episode 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Because we've covered this show before. And this is all leading up to the Stranger Things Season 5 release in late November.
Yep.
So strap in, sit tight. Here we go.
It's a rewatch podcast, so we're going to possibly refer to things that have happened before. So this is for people who have already seen this episode in the past, and you're rewatching it with us. So just have that in mind.
Yeah, keep that in mind. Keep me in mind. That's a good song. By the way, what we used to do back then was we would watch the show together and then go record it as the credits are rolling. I kind of did that this time because my planning was so poor this week. Famously poor every week.
Oh, you're doing so well, though, for a while there.
I watched this shit this morning, my guy.
Really?
Yeah. I had to get up early and watch it.
It's fresh in the old noggin?
Probably not. Probably going to say the dumbest things I've ever said. But
Who's Holly?
It's the closest to that old style as ever before. Nice. Yeah, I watched it at like 9 o'clock this morning.
Those were the days.
Yeah, that was fun.
When we didn't have time to research anything. We're like, I don't know. This.
I took notes with a pen and paper back then.
We all did.
And it's like, I wouldn't even be able to understand what I meant. Everything was shorthand. Now I can like type out quotation marks and what the character said because I type fast.
Yeah.
But back then it was just like purple. And I'm like, why did I say purple? What does that mean?
I miss those days.
Half the show was just us trying to figure out our notes.
It's funny because that still happens.
Yeah.
Even with your computer notes.
That's just me being lazy.
Some things never change.
My brain works in wild and mysterious ways that are even mysterious to me sometimes. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. But anywho, I'm excited about this. Let's start with the MadLibs then. Let's do that.
MadLibs. It's a time of the episode where I ask these two jabronis for words so I can put the pen to the paper and we can craft a story together. Kit, you have yet to go first. So I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
I wish you had said so. I'm going to start with Andy.
Oh, damn it. I missed an opportunity. Kit, first off, I need you to give me a person in the room.
Andy.
Andy, can I have an adjective?
Sweaty.
Kit, please give me a noun.
I've forgotten all people, places, and things. Give me a moment. Speedboat.
Andy, can I have an adjective?
Salty.
Last name.
Stewart.
Can I have a verb, Andy?
Boof.
To boof.
Boof in and of itself is funny, but when you added to boof. Kit, can I have a plural noun?
Octopi.
Andy, can I have an adjective?
Zesty.
Kit, can I have an animal plural?
Eagles.
Verb.
Ingest.
Noun.
Pubes. Or pubic hair.
I like pubes.
Please no one clip that.
I like pubes.
Andy, can I have a place?
The museum.
Noun.
Dinosaur bone.
Can I have a noun, though?
Intercourse.
Verb.
Engage.
Andy, can I have a silly word?
Acrimonious. Or do we want like anti-disestablishmentarianism?
I wouldn't classify either of those words as silly.
No? Okay.
I think we're looking for like a plop.
No, that's silly word. I like silly.
I think plop works. It definitely works better than acrimony.
I find it quite silly.
Of all the words, that's quite one of the silliest times. Plop. It is exactly how it sounds. And last but not least, Kit, I need a verb.
Drown.
Okay, well, listener, stay tuned to the end of the episode where we will find out what the story is these two crafted, titled, Where's Will?
Oh, no. That brings us to our overall thoughts on Chapter 3, Holly Jolly. Andy, you've seen it before.
I have.
Many times. What was it like watching
Quite a
Holly
few.
Jolly again?
So I think that this episode is iconic, obviously, with getting the alphabet with the Christmas lights. That's a tattoo that I've deeply considered getting, and I'm still considering it, even after this 7th rewatch, probably. I don't know how many it's been. At this point, it's been a lot.
Would the drawback of having a tattoo like that is coming across people who don't understand Stranger Things going like, so you like spelling?
You really like Christmas, huh? Dope. So this episode makes me miss my mom.
Aw.
This is there's a lot of kids and people running home to mom. We got Nancy going to Karen. Karen, I think something's wrong. Something happened to Barb, something bad. And we get a heartbreaking scene where Mike goes and hugs his mommy at the end. We get Will connecting with his mom through the lights. And I like to think that the Demogorgon goes home to mommy. And just going out there trying to make friends. Yeah.
The kids got away from me today. I was just trying to give him a hug. I was trying to just swim with that bar girl.
She's a bitch.
I killed her.
So this episode was obviously very impactful in 2016. But this past Wednesday was 4 years since my mom passed, and it hit a lot harder this time. And I think that just speaks to how timeless the show is, and how you can look at it through a different lens as you go back to it over time. And it's every bit as good as it was then. It just hits in a different way. And you get older and you identify more with older characters. And I think that that's natural. It's the Catcher in the Rye syndrome. And yeah, I think that this episode is just fantastic.
I agree with Andy. This is a real banger of an episode, honestly. One of the benefits, one of the big wins about this episode is it works really well at adding a lot more complexity and layers to certain characters like Nancy, Hopper, Eleven, and even Steve Harrington in a very small way are expanded upon in this real organic and natural way. Like you think you know who these characters are from the jump, but then they're adding just a little bit more to them where there's more than meets the eye, more under the surface. And I think that's really incredible.
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee, it seems you have a different personality than I originally thought. You're actually quite cool. I thought you were a big dork.
I don't know what's going on here. What are we? Is this Transformers?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
No, I'm talking to this insect that I'm having a picnic with. I thought Kit was going to play along with me. You just stared at me wide-eyed in fear, like, oh no, why are you throwing this to me?
I'll be honest with you. You can edit this out. Because I honestly was near tears when Andy was talking. I also miss my mother and stuff. All I could think when you threw it to me was to say, I miss my mom. I miss my mom. And I froze like, don't do that.
You should have. That would have been
She was a real sturdy gal.
Oh, fuck. Leave this in, please.
Now I feel bad. But this episode was good. Now the beginning and ending of the episode I think are truly magic. From the awful horror that happens in the beginning to Barb. That's such an effective horror scene. But then the very end, when you get the Peter Gabriel song playing and it cuts to where all the characters are at this pivotal moment in the story, it feels almost like a season finale. The end of this episode does.
Yeah, it does.
Just the way it kind of hits. And that's really, really cool. And that's even when you get into the furthering the mystery of what's going on with Will. You know, Joyce has these, like you said, Andy, iconic lights up on the wall, and there's the spelling going on, and the transitions to this horror. It's so effective and well done, and everything just kind of flows into one another. It truly is one of the most captivating stories on television, and I really don't understand how, if you were watching this, we have to do it now. We have to watch it week by week just because of the way the show schedule is. But in 2016, when you're watching this for the first time, how you watch this episode and you're just like, next episode, continue. Because you're just like, what is happening with Will? Because you think Will's communicating to Joyce, but then they found Will's body. What is happening? What's going on? It's really, really great. Before I throw it to you, Kid, about your overall thoughts, I did want to take time to give you guys an update. So last episode, I brought up how there was a shot of the Demogorgon behind Barb, and I was like, what is that? I don't remember it. And then we talked about the Duffers admittedly saying that they were going back and George Lucasing was the quote, older episodes of Stranger Things. And some very studious listeners reached out because I asked them, hey, if you've got the original Blu-ray discs, could you check the scene out for me and tell me if this shot is in there? And so Ricker, Discord mod, we love Ricker, and Charlie Friday on Discord, they actually used their 2017 Blu-rays to check this out, and the Demogorgon was there. Okay. So it's just, I guess it's a Mandela effect Bernstein Bears type of situation, because I've had a lot of people also message like, I also didn't remember that. So it just is one of those things that collectively, I guess we all just sort of forgot that the Demogorgon was in the
I knew. Shot. That was all you, Steve.
I never questioned it.
So did they call out any changes that were made, or have there not been any that stand out yet?
No, they didn't specifically. I think what they did was they just booted up that episode and went directly to that scene and looked for that shot, but they weren't looking for anything specific. I know Charlie Friday also pointed out that they've added like clock ticking noises in the background of certain shots to tie in Vecna.
Okay.
Like when Will's bike falls over and the wheel spinning. Apparently, I didn't hear it on this most rewatch, but Charlie Friday said that they added a clock ticking effect to that. So I guess they're adding like subtle audio cues to insert that Vecna's been there all along type stuff. So, but yeah, I just wanted to shout out Ricker and Charlie Friday specifically because they reached out with the receipts. They had screenshots and everything. So thank you guys for letting me know. But Kit, what about you?
This is a great episode. I watched it this morning, as I said, and great way to start the day. Good breakfast episode for sure. I cried my eyes out at the end of this episode for a lot of the reasons Andy was talking about. It's funny because I think some of the other stuff that we'll talk about and get into, maybe because I've seen it so many times or because I have a different view on a lot of these people in general stuff. I don't know, but a lot of it was sillier than I remember. Not taking me out of it, but just really funny in certain aspects. But yeah, we get the iconic Christmas lights, some really good horror sequences specifically in this, like some good references to like more Poltergeist and more Close Encounters stuff. Ripping Spielberg all the way off, but like in such a fun way.
You love to see it.
You love to see it.
You love to see it.
I mean, who isn't, right? And then at the end, yeah, I was just, even though I know what happens and what's not real and what is, I'm still devastated at the tenderness. And because I am getting older and my kids are getting older and I just want them to talk to me and not make everything worse by thinking that they're alone in these things. Like there's a scene where Karen, we'll talk about it later, but she just asks Nancy, yeah, you can talk to me. She can just sense through her motherly intuition, a life-changing event has occurred. And I want to be there to help you through this, right? And it's just the patent refusal on the teenager's part to engage in that non-sensory. No, I'm going to go interpret this wrongly and overthink it and make it mean something horrible about me for 7 years instead. Slam you now.
Yeah.
No, please don't though, is what I'm saying. Like I was just devastated by that. Like this fucking samsara that we're in as little fuckers,
Yeah. It's true. I feel like in our previous coverage, we would make fun of Ted, but I don't think we gave Karen her due as how great of a mom Karen Wheeler is specifically. Because in this episode, you're right. Like there are several sequences where my heart's breaking for her because she cares so much about her kids and she's trying to reach out.
Yeah.
And even to Joyce, she's trying to reach out to all these people and like be supportive, and she just keeps getting the door slammed in her face time and
The
time
only one
again.
that pays her any mind is that little drunkard.
And that's because she's dependent on her to get places.
She needs her booze. Yeah. Mommy filled the sippy.
Liquor run.
Yeah, that's why they're always gone when 11 walks upstairs.
Mommy, Holly needs Jesse.
Getting a little shaky over here.
Let's go liquor barn.
Yeah, great episode. I can't wait to dive into the meat and potatoes of it, which ends our overall thoughts section. So we're going to take a brief break to hear from one of our sponsors, and then we'll go through the scene by scene, play by play. And we're back. Just a reminder that you can get these episodes ad-free at patreon.com/streamingthings. Unless you love that ad you just heard, which you just might.
Oh my God, what a good plug.
I'm sure it was good. But those are over there. That's where a lot of people listen, just saying. But Netflix describes Holly Jolly thusly. An increasingly concerned Nancy looks for Barb and finds out what Jonathan's been up to. Sorry.
What have you been up to, Jaybird?
Joyce is convinced Will is trying to talk to her. That's the episode.
I think this is an important episode because this is the first episode that wasn't written and directed by the Duffer Brothers. It was written by Jessica Mecklenburg, who has also written for Dope Sick. And can you guess who the director is?
Steven Spielberg.
No.
It's Sean Levy.
It's Sean Levy.
Ryan Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who most recently directed Deadpool and Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm. And the Adam Project.
Oh, yeah.
And Free Guy.
I think
Great movies.
When this movie came out, he was probably most famous for directing Night at the Museum.
Oh, yeah.
And
I love those movies.
Real Steel, Cheaper by the Dozen.
Just what a fantastic oeuvre. Mm-hmm. But the episode starts with Barb. And it's really, I think we talked about this even in our first rewatch, because our first coverage of season 1 was also a rewatch, technically.
Yeah.
We already had the context of the internet's #justice for Barb phenomenon. But again, I was thinking about that. You know, I kind of watch it through that lens every time I rewatch, and because everybody was so taken aback by the brutality that poor Barb had to experience.
Yeah, it's and like we kind of talked about last week, it's a subversion of expectations, because in the 80s, the horror cliche was the teens who have sex get punished for it, and they're the ones that are murdered, whereas Barb...
Stranger Things said, no, we're punishing freezers.
This dork had it coming.
But it's really, it reminds me of, you know, Jurassic World, famously, that babysitter just gets ripped. Like, not only does she die,
It's
but
awful.
In the most brutal fashion possible.
Yeah.
And she didn't do anything wrong or anything. She's not a very good babysitter, but like, it's fair.
Yeah, they cut that character down where I guess she was much more of a antagonistic character, but all of her scenes got cut. So she just seems like, I just work here, and then she gets mutilated.
Yeah, it's really wild. That's kind of what it reminds me of. But it starts out with Barb, and she wakes up in the Upside Down, and you don't really know what that is yet. She spits up pool water, and she's there in an empty pool on this side, in this dimension, which I thought was a great touch. So she was pulled through the water, and now it's an empty pool. And she's like, what the fuck, right? She's yelling for Nancy. The Demogorgon is in the pool with her. He's got like a skateboard. He's like, half pipe. Watch this.
I die before I wake.
Yeah. And it's intercut with Nancy making sweet love to Steve. And
She senses something's wrong, though. I think Nancy does.
yes, she can, like, is Barb yelling for me? She can feel her spidey senses tingling.
Steve, did your spidey senses tingle the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time, I remember thinking, ooh, Barb's into trouble.
Bush.
I don't know who she is.
Barbara Bush is what Steve was thinking of.
I'm constantly thinking of Barbara Bush. Girl,
Oh,
call
Babs.
me. Please call me back sometime, Babs.
And yeah, Barb is killed, probably, right? Like she's just climbing up that pool ladder. We've all been there. Those things are slippery as hell. And then she gets yanked back down.
Oh, dude, climbing out with a ladder with no water. Are you serious? The upper body strength you got to have?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if I could do that. That's tough.
You guys are pretty weak. I doubt it. And then we get the title sequence class. I never skip. Do you guys skip?
Every time.
Oh, never.
Disgusting.
Not this one. Not this one.
Disgusting.
I'll skip the Game of Thrones intro, but not
Just
this
for
one.
time, because I'm watching everything the night before.
But something about the Stranger Things title sequence specifically, for whatever reason, just really sets the mood for me.
It's really well edited into the content itself, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, da-da. It's like skipping Law and Order title. You can't fucking do that.
Who is this executive produced by?
I don't.
If I don't see Dick Wolf's name, I don't know who did it.
Rand something pops up at the end of every episode.
Dick Wolf. I wish that was my name.
Dick Wolf. Yeah.
God, that'd be awesome. I should have changed it to that instead of Kit Laser. I guess
Welcome to Movies or Therapy with Dick Wolf.
he would have. Or no, I would have just. You can't do that because it would be Wolf Dick. But Nancy wakes up early, and I was really disappointed in old Steve. Like, for most of Steve's character, we know what he becomes, but for most of Steve's early character, you can see an insecure man, young man, who has shitty friends, bad influences maybe.
Yeah.
I know his dad's like wealthy, so he's probably an asshole.
I think they imply later on that he's a big asshole.
Yeah. I just assumed. And by the pool. And so, but like, there's not very much about him that's indefensible. It's just misguided. But I got to tell you guys, Steve post-nut just passed out, letting Nancy walk home in the dark is such an asshole. I would never.
Yeah.
I would never. I wasn't the best person as a teenager, but I couldn't imagine just like hitting it and being like, oh, yeah, bye. Like, nah, dude, that's a douche move.
Please lock the door on your way out.
I would have been talking.
Do you need money for the Uber?
Let's get ice cream. Let's watch some TV. Oh my God, I'll walk you, you know?
Yeah. Well,
Hey, where'd your friend Barb go?
I took this as he didn't wake up. So like he's in the
Oh, for sure.
right. Like,
But it's still an asshole move. What are you
Not
doing?
waking up?
What are you doing passed out? Dude, it's like midnight.
oh, okay. That's fair. That's
You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
4 a.m.
Right. That's fair.
Jaybird was still out there.
He just busted and was like, fuck you. Yeah. Got it. Steve did it again. He talks in the third person.
Nailed it.
Anyway,
Steve did it again.
Steve crushed that. Where's Tommy? Anyway, he's all passed out. And outside, there's like an owl hooting when she gets bad vibes when she goes out there.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody likes owls.
No. Actually, I love owls,
I know.
but they
Owls are awesome.
Owls are awesome. Let's not say that.
Don't know why I said that.
Let's walk that back.
Steve tried to co-sign the most obvious anti-owl propaganda ever.
I'm always here to try to yes and you guys, but sometimes there's a line.
The owls are great, but they're scary.
Like 2 nights ago, I took the dogs out, and it's nighttime.
You gotta be careful with your dogs. An owl could take them.
Yes, especially they're tiny. And
Elio,
I heard an owl from down the street, but it was flying towards us. It was like, ooh, 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 ooh. And I'm just like, dogs, get here. Get inside, get inside, get inside.
Ellie, you'll be fine.
I can take it.
We cut to when she arrives home. Karen is awake. She's been up, she probably likes to go to bed around 9:30, but she's up because Holly gets up and needs to go to the liquor store at 7 as soon as they open.
Karen strikes me as the woman that stays up late because Ted's passing out at 8 p.m. and the rest of the night is Karen's.
Oh, yeah.
No, she's up because she's angry and worried when Nancy comes in. And Nancy's so dismissive. Whose sweatshirt is that? Oh, Steve's.
Is he your boyfriend now?
But no, I was cold and he let me borrow it. That's all it is, right? And Karen knows, like, she's a woman. She's been there. Mm-hmm. You can talk to me, right? Because even if there were no monsters and even if no kids were missing and this was just normal life stuff, what has just occurred is a huge thing for anybody, but specifically for a young woman because of the way our society is.
Yep.
And Karen's like spidey senses. She's like, girl, we got to talk about this because you did something incredibly human and normal, and everyone at your school is going to make you specifically feel bad about it. And high five Steve. Mm-hmm. And like, we need to talk about this to navigate through it so that you don't, impose this trauma on yourself. And
yeah.
That's the way I was looking at it. And I just started getting teary eyed because Karen's like so desperately trying to reach her and nothing happened. Right.
And we've all been
shut
there
the door on her.
where I think, we've all been there where our parents are trying to reach out to us in a similar, not exactly this scenario, but when we're young.
Well, we have. I'm not sure about.
Yeah, I don't think you've had sex, but
I'm not talking about sex specifically.
no, for sure. Like everybody does this.
But your parents are trying to help you out. And you're like, drop it, Mom. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I moved out like the day I turned 18 with no prospects and no money. And then my life got exponentially worse every month after that until long after they were both dead. And I was, getting so they were, I went through a lot of shit I didn't have to experience just from being stubborn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like what I was saying in the opening of the show is I think it's just something that is insurmountable that you can't impress upon a kid enough times that you're there for them and that you know the answer to a lot of, like I told my son's only 12 and I've already told him 100 times, like, you can tell me anything, whatever it is. I'm not going to judge you. In 99 out of 100 things, I probably know the quick, simple, easy answer that you're not going to be able to see. Mm-hmm. And like, as I'm saying it, I'm aware 98 of those times, you're not going to tell me. You're just going to barrel through it on your own and do the absolute wrong, dumb thing because that's just how life is.
Yeah.
And we're not able to learn the lessons learned by our forebears. We're just going to have to go through it like it's the first time anyone's ever experienced it and figure it out.
Yep.
It sucks. But that's what I was thinking about.
Hormones are a bitch.
Mm-hmm. That's a t-shirt we're coming out with next week. Check out our merch store. Jonathan wakes to find Joyce in Will's room trying over and over to talk to him. That's what he wakes up to. Will. And he goes in there. She's got lamps everywhere. God, she looks crazy to him. Poor Jonathan, Charlie.
He's trying to talk to me through the lights.
Oh, is he? Fuck. Let me cook breakfast. Pancakes fix everything.
Not this time. Did pancakes bring my Will back?
Not this time. There's one little flicker.
Do you want chocolate chips in your pancakes? No, I want Will in my pancakes.
Well, that would be gross. There's one little flicker in one of the bulbs, but he doesn't really see it. And he's like, look, just try to get some sleep. And I love this scene. There's so much nuance to it because she seems like to Jonathan to be like, you're right. I'll take a nap. This is crazy. But I think what's happening there is she's given up trying to get him to understand.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's just I know I look crazy, but fuck that. I'm going to just do it by myself.
Yeah, there's that one little line where he's like, what are you talking about? And she goes, John, I know. She tells him straight up, like, I know this is crazy, but like, roll with me on this. And then when she brings up the wall, he's like, what the wall?
What does Pink Floyd have to do with this, Mom? It's great, but what does that have to do with it?
Mom, you can tell me anything and I won't judge you.
Are you getting in my stash? My Lonnie box?
My Lonnie box.
Then we cut to Mike, who's discussing Operation Mirkwood with the crew. And Lucas has got like, okay, what did you bring for the mission, guys? And Lucas has got a knife from Nam. And a fucking binoculars from Nam. All kinds of good stuff. I got my wrist rocket. Everything's here. Let's go. Dustin, what do you got? I got Nilla wafers, Nutty bars, Skittles. What the hell, Dustin? Look, we're going to need energy, okay?
For our travels.
Yeah. Listen, this is played as like a joke, like, oh, Dustin. But honestly, every team needs a Dustin to think about this stuff because it is an important task.
Have you guys seen the stuff that Kit keeps in his briefcase?
Mm-hmm. Oh, my God.
Basically, I'm Dustin.
Yeah. Here's my bazooka
This is
gun.
really funny, actually. I got sent like a $250 genuine leather briefcase for PR for the Phoenician scheme. And I've always wanted a briefcase. I've always been this kind of kid that like cosplays as an adult. And now that I am an adult, I still do it and feel good. Like I'm wearing a suit. Ooh, fancy boy. In fact, when I got it, my wife went, ooh, fancy boy. And I came to the studio with the briefcase today with flip-flops and short shorts and a Sky Riley t-shirt. And I opened my briefcase and it's a laptop and a banana and a protein bar. They're like, oh.
It gave me so much joy.
Doing good work today, big boy.
Who's a big man.
Nutty Buddy and some Skittles.
I wish you would have showed up with like an oversized suit and tie so you look like a kid going to like to work with his dad.
Blank check.
Yeah.
But Dustin says, we don't even need weapons. We have her. And
she is the weapon.
Lucas is like, what can she even do? All she did was shut a door. And he's like, with her mind. That's insane, which is totally fair. And then he tries to get her to float the Millennium Falcon.
Ugh.
And she's not having it. She's just pretending like she doesn't know what's going on.
These kids are dropping this Millennium Falcon willy-nilly this whole episode, and it gives me so much fucking anxiety.
It's a collector's item, Dustin.
You know how much money that thing's worth?
Yeah, now.
Yeah.
At least it's not the Lego one.
I've known 2 people in my whole life. Well, technically 3 people I've known my whole life who had one of these things. And,
One of them was George Lucas.
well, I love it. I'm not giving it to you, Steve. Quit calling. One of them were my brothers. They had this thing. They sold it in a garage sale for $3.
Oh.
Okay. The other one was my boss at the movie theater, and he told me the story where he was playing with it outside, and he had the little Chewbacca figure in the cockpit, and he had this idea where he's like, "Well, the Millennium Falcon goes to hyperspace. I'm gonna fucking chuck it at the wall of his garage," and he just threw it full blast at the side of his garage. It broke up in a million pieces, and he said in his mind he sees clearly Chewbacca sailing across his face, and he said he laughed. And I was like, "Shad, you're a bastard.
What a piece of shit.
How dare you?"
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's not even fun.
He said it with such glee, like it was such a good memory of destroying this Millennium Falcon that I'm sure his parents worked really hard to buy him and is worth a lot of money now.
I hope he looked him dead in his eyes and said, "That's why you'll die alone." And walked away. But Mike's trying to explain to Eleven, meet me at the power lines back of the house after school. After he tells her not to leave, he's like, "But leave eventually." It's a little silly. At 3:15, and she's like, 3:15? He's like, "Oh yeah, you don't know what time is." So he gives her his watch and says, "When you see 3:15, go out there." And I like to imagine it's an analog clock. And she's like,
It's like a Mickey Mouse,
"What?"
like pointing.
I guess they had digital clocks then
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
They got those little calculator watches and shit. Little Casios.
in the 80s.
Totally. That's when they were popular.
The calculator watches?
I think so. Am I crazy?
Way.
I think that's what he gives her.
No way they were doing arithmetic on wrists in the 80s.
They had to have been.
They were still using abacuses. Abaci?
80s calculator watch. Yeah. Casio.
Well, I stand corrected.
Here's an ad. Fingertip operation, the revolutionary Casio digital calculator watch.
Interesting.
These came out in the 70s, bro.
What?
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, we went to the moon in the 60s, guy.
Oh, did we?
That's up for debate, if we're being honest.
Anyway, we cut to Nancy back at school feeling like a Jezebel. Everybody's looking at me. I feel dirty. What's going on?
How'd this red letter get there?
And this is one of my favorite moments. I love the way that it's edited because we're in Nancy's POV. She's feeling dirty. Everybody's looking at me. And they edit it to where when Steve pops up, it's like a horror movie beat. Mm-hmm. And it does such a good job of recontextualizing the character instantly from her new POV.
Yeah.
Because it's got that jump scare. It doesn't feel like a cheap jump scare. It feels like a genius way of recontextualizing how we, as the audience, view Steve. Because he scares her with the locker. Oh, it's just him. I think it's brilliant. It's so good. Because he's now in frame like one of the school bullies, but it's to Nancy, right? I feel like everybody is staring at me.
Hey, Nancy, give me your lunch money.
Yeah.
Nerd.
It's Salisbury
You
Steak
forgot
Day.
to pay me for that sweet sex last night.
Wait, so do you think Steve comes off as a douchebag in this scene?
I just think it's the beginning of, because then later in this episode, we see him mean to one of our protagonists. And even though it's totally understandable, it's again through Nancy's POV, and she's really weirded out by it all and the violence of it. And then later he's with Tommy and Carol, and they're just waiting for the game, and she's concerned about Barb, and they're being really dismissive.
Tommy and Carol are just awful in general.
He's not an all the way villain, but I do think there is a turn here that makes what happens at the end of this season like a triumphant second subversion.
Totally.
But when you're first watching it, it really feels like we're revealing the douche that Steve actually is what it feels like is happening here. Mm-hmm.
I felt that in the lunch scene later, but we'll get there.
There's another moment in the scene where I think they play it off like to your point of him being kind of a douche because he points at the butterfly stickers on her locker, goes, huh. Kind of walks away. And through that lens of how she's seeing him, it does come across as like kind of douchey, like maybe he's making fun of her. But as someone who's like seen the whole show, I kind of almost read it like, huh, butterflies. Like how what I feel when I see you, that type of thing.
Yeah.
He's just not reading the moment really.
Yeah. He kind of, hey, you're being paranoid, which is cute, but nobody's staring at you. Tommy and Carol wouldn't tell anybody. They wouldn't do that. Total. Have you ever met those people?
If you look in the background closely, you can see Carol going, "Oh, Steve!" That I would not trust those people for anything.
And then Nancy gets to English class. You know how I know it's English?
Edgar Allan Poe.
I want that Nevermore poster.
I know, right?
But Barb isn't there.
Allie's a stinky bitch.
And Allie has not seen her.
Hey, have you seen Barb? Fuck you, Nancy.
Yeah.
Isn't that your job?
Yeah. Aren't you the one that talks to that weirdo? Not me. Yeah. Allie is not having time for her bullshit.
Why are you talking to me?
Ew. And then we cut to Hop and the doofuses, Callahan and Powell, show up at Hawkins' laboratory. And the guard out front is like, we don't give tours. I like to picture these from New York. And he's like Oz Cobb,
Get out of here.
What are you doing here? We don't do tours. Go back to your podunk town. I don't even know its fucking name.
Maroney. That's probably its name. He's like, look, you guys got to speak to Mr. Schaefer. I'm not going to let you in here. And Hop talks. He's got some sweet, buttery smooth words for this man. He's like, look, buddy, I know the kid's not in there. It's going to take 10 minutes. It's just a box I got to check. Can you help me out here?
My guy.
Come on, man.
And Patrick, who's the guy out front, the guard, he's like, I get it. I get it, man.
By the way,
Call me Patty.
Somebody corrected me. This is a weird time to throw this in, but it just occurred to me. Hop was a cop in New York City, not Chicago. I said Chicago thinking about like the Lost Sister stuff.
I thought I remembered it as Chicago too, so it's not just you.
It's New York City.
New York City.
We cut to 11, who I think already ate all the snacks that Dustin left.
She did, yeah.
Which I totally get out of boredom. That's crazy. Easy to do.
Those were good snacks, though.
And she is floating the millennium. I love Nilla wafers. That might be a hot take.
That was her first Nilla wafer, bro.
Yeah.
Life changing.
Nilla wafers are
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you for not shitting on me for that.
No, who shits on Nilla wafers?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
right up there with Heath bars.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't say that.
slow your roll.
Yeah. Let's pump those brakes. We don't want to get into that just yet. That's season 4 stuff. And she's floating the Millennium Falcon. I love that she's just like, that's so easy for her. She's just like, fuck you. I don't do it when you tell me to do it. That's very Papa of you, and I don't like it.
I wish she had seen Star Wars before, though. So can you imagine if she knew what that was?
Oh, and you were able to play with your toys that way?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She goes upstairs to play with the lazy boy and do all that stuff. She picks up the phone and listens to the dial tone.
That's adorable when she starts humming the tone.
Could you imagine how terrible the prank calls she pulled on people were? Because she can barely talk.
Refrigerator.
Hello?
Run.
Hello? Who is this? 315. What?
Click.
Papa?
Yeah, she's just asking around for Papa. You are not Papa.
Dave's Plumbing. How can I help you? No. And then you hear her laughing and hang up.
Mouth breather.
Then we cut to her watching the TV. She's flipping through the channels. We see some good stuff. He-Man, one of Ronald Reagan's old TV shows.
Welcome back to Ronald Reagan's The President, starring Ronald Reagan. It's me. I'm the cause of all the problems in present day America.
Tear down that wall. Trickle down, 11. And then we get to a Coca-Cola commercial, which causes a flashback to Papa at the lab, making her crush a can of Coke with her mind. It's telekinesis, Holmes.
He's so excited. He's like,
Oh, table rises 6 inches right there, dude.
did you guys see that? That was a taste of a generation she just demolished with her mind. Oh, sorry, that was Pepsi. Whoops. I can't tell. I failed the Pepsi test.
Now let's see if she can do Pepsi.
Oh.
I wonder if it crushes the same way. She does. She successfully crushes the can, and then she snaps back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity.
Well, there's a little bit where her nose starts bleeding, and she looks like, oh, uh-oh. That's bad. And he's like,
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it.
We've all gone too far to party. Had a little nosebleed.
Listen, we've all done some coke. And
Coke does that to me too, 11. Joyce gets out the Christmas lights now. She's excited. She's trying to hang them up throughout the house. She runs low. This scene's funny to me. Again, I get really nitpicky when I watch things too many times, but she goes back to Donald. The scene's great because she's like stacking up all these Christmas lights. And he's like, Joyce, just ring me up, Donald. Right? Like, that's great.
it's a funny little.
And there's another phone among all the lights. Yeah.
yeah.
But it's funny to me that she like thought she had enough and then bought like 10,000 more. You know what I mean? Like it's like you weren't even close.
Just working it out, you know.
I guess she thought, now that I'm here, I'm just going to hang them everywhere.
Load up on lights.
Yeah. Just ring me up, Donald. Then we cut back to Hop, who's inside the Hawkins lab compound, and he's looking at the drain pipe, the other end of it that goes into the lab with the security like escort that's there. And they're like, I don't know if a kid would go in there, man. I
don't know. Pretty unlikely.
Pretty unlikely. Who would do that?
Hella cameras.
And then he sees the cameras looking down at the pipe and wants to see the security tapes from the 7th that day.
And Callahan has the great investigator question. You guys make lasers in here? Because he thinks they make Reagan Star Wars lasers.
I was going to say that's a reason for that.
Yeah. I just think it's funny. Like, they're looking for a kid. You guys make lasers? God, don't listen to him. He's an idiot.
They learn that Dr. Brenner is in charge, and they do see some security footage. Nothing going on at the pipe. But as they're leaving, nothing gets past that Hop. You see any rain on that tape, fellas? And Callahan and Power are like, what?
Saw a lot of snow. Am I right?
Because of the resolution.
Yeah.
And and Hop says that the day of the search party, which is the day of the tape, it was raining heavily, and there was no rain on that tape. Mm-hmm. They're lying. Now, before we go any further, I think it was Bluffplum in the Discord said that there's a mistake in this because the day that it was, and I can't figure it out in my mind if they're right or wrong about this, but none of us have ever said anything about this on the show, that the day that Will went missing, it was not raining.
That's true.
The day of the search party is when it was raining.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why would Hop want to see the footage, which is what he says in that scene, to be fair. So why would he want the footage of the search party day and not the day that Will went missing?
I don't know. He says this is from the night of the 6th and 7th is what he confirms with the security guy. So,
he watched both, you think?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, because he was wondering if maybe like later on he crawled maybe on the 7th, the day of the search party. Maybe.
Right.
That's
okay, so it does work. He's just talking about both days.
Yeah.
And one of the days was raining and there was no rain on either tape. Okay. Fixed it. Interesting. And then I like this shot. It zooms in on the vent there. And it's almost like at first your brain is like, oh, it's somebody listening to Hop? Did they hear him say that?
They know he knows they're lying.
They know he knows they're lying. But it goes.
Marty B's like on the vent, like he's onto us.
He's got a cup on it.
Son of a bitch.
What if you? No, we're not. Just echoes up from the pipes.
Nuh-uh. It was actually raining on the second day.
And then, but the camera goes like through the vent inside and past an exhaust fan to the crazy vagina on the wall. And there's Dr. Brenner all suited up.
Just posed up like Superman. They're installing something in front of him.
Boys, if we all work together, we can find it. It's supposedly right. It's got a little hood or something.
I've heard it's near the top.
Give me my flashlight. I'm going in.
For science.
We cut back to 11. She's going upstairs at Mike Wheeler's house. She goes into Nancy's room. And she finds the little ballerina box and looks at all the family photos. And this is another scene that I don't remember how I viewed it last time, but it's so different now. It's just a girl with a normal childhood that's striking her in this moment. You know, she's like, this would be my life if there was a God, you know, or whatever. Like,
if there wasn't a papa.
Yeah, that's right.
I really love how this episode really takes the time to really show, really give life to the stories that Nancy and 11 are going through specifically. Like, I think they do these storylines justice. And it is heartbreaking seeing 11, because 11 already thinks Nancy's pretty because she pointed in her photo, pretty. And so now she sees what an average girl's life would be like, and she's been robbed of that completely.
And if you're a podcast host, it gives you a really good look at all the stuff up there because we were all trying to eagle eye it. And we're like, is there any 80s references up there? And then they zoom in real close. Like,
Pause. Did you get some?
no, not from that.
Oh.
But now I know.
She,
Because
al-
they zoomed in.
she also sees Barb, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
almost looks like she's a little concerned.
Pool girl.
Everyone in this house has missing Demogorgon food friends and pictures. It's weird.
Justice
I need to leave.
for Barb.
Hashtag.
What's the 80s? So she would say pound sign.
Yeah. Which would just be for no reason.
Pound sign justice for Barb.
315. Austin 316. Can. Whoop ass.
Bass.
Open.
Give me. Hell yeah.
Then we cut to Tommy and Carol at lunch. We can overhear the ADR of Tommy. That's why science doesn't make any damn sense to me. And they do the whole bit where they're all sitting together and they mock
Carol has
Nancy.
an open wound on the table. Like, I think it's frostbite. I'm like, get your open ass wound off the table, girl. We're eating.
We're trying to eat here.
Who? Steve, you're a charismatic guy. You've got to have more friends than
I
this.
thought you were talking to yourself for a second.
Oh, well, I kind of
It
am.
really weirds me out. You're a charismatic guy. And they, she asked if they saw Barb, and they're very cavalier about it. She probably left because you were moaning so hard. Oh, Steve! Oh my God! Yeah! Oh yeah! And
He starts slamming. God damn it.
you can see Steve like fighting the urge to not to smile because he's like, this is rude to Nancy, but also
I laid it down.
I love this narrative that I laid it down.
Yeah. I'm proud of this.
And
There's that one moment when they're fucking with her about like, who's Barb? And he's like, come on, guys, don't be assholes.
Yeah.
Did you? Come on.
right. They say, look, she's probably just skipping class, which she's never done. But Nancy's like, yeah, you're probably right. Right. And then she sees Jonathan at the door to the cafeteria walking by.
They don't let me eat here.
I'm going to go outside and take pictures of you guys from out there. See ya.
Hilarious. She's like, "Chicken." Oh shit.
And we cut to Mike and his crew. They're out at recess looking for good rock bullets,
This is so wholesome.
discussing what type of powers 11 might have. Lucas pokes fun at Mike for being, it's one of those not Karate Kid, but Three Ninjas type things, like Rocky loves Emily. Mike loves 11. It doesn't work the same syllabically, but whatever. And then the bullies walk up, Troy and that other dude.
James.
Well, Will's probably dead, by the way.
Hayes for horses.
Excuse you? Like, we're just looking for good rock bullets, dude. Leave us alone.
Your friend's dead. Really?
We must suck to have a dead friend. I think this is the classic trip move on Mike. And his chin is that fuck. Dude, I was devastated when he hit that rock.
Oh.
He shakes it off so quick. I would have been bitching about that for hours.
I would have been crying.
Yeah. In my 30s.
Full on. Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah. Today.
But nope. I think, is that the rock that they found? The one that his chin hit?
Joke's on him. That's how they found the rock.
This is the monster killer rock. Then we cut to Jonathan, who is developing photos. And that other girl, what's her name? Carol?
No, that's not Carol. That's
Not Carol, but
Nicole.
Nicole. Is it Nicole?
Yes.
She walks in and sees the photos of Nancy nude through the window. And honestly, it's totally fair. Like her reaction, holy shit,
oh,
yeah.
100%.
She's
do that.
What?
But instead of contacting
she was so nice to him at first.
Bullies, contact an adult though.
Yeah, go get a teacher. But I love that she was so nice to him at first. Like, hi, like,
Hey, Jaybird.
Yeah, well, because nobody really talks to him. So he had 3 acquaintances at this school, and he just lost one.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. Because she's like obviously into film and
Oh,
stuff.
hi. Takes down all the photos real quick.
We've all been there at Walgreens. It's awkward.
I kind of am interested in a podcast where the theme of the podcast is you just interview old Walgreens photo developers just to hear the
Oh yeah, they've
the
probably
stories.
seen
Smoking cigarettes. I seen some shit.
They've seen some shit for sure. I like this scene a lot because it like aesthetically, I love these old like developing film scenes. It reminds me of like a De Palma movie or something. Really good. Anyway, just my own personal joy. Speaking of joy, Joyce has her home looking overly festive.
It looks cool.
You think
It does
so?
look cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Nah, this looks like somebody, you're going to their house and you're 19 years old. You show up at this lady's house to smoke a joint, and then immediately you're in for a long one. You're gonna be she's gonna be reading your star chart.
Tell me about her missing kid.
It's gonna smell weird. No, like a lot of people hang up Christmas lights when you're a teenage druggie. Like that's like a thing.
Oh, okay.
You never been to a Christmas light decorated house and dents of drugs?
No, sadly.
Really?
I guess I'll take mine down when I get home. God damn it.
It's a lot of tapestries, a lot of Christmas lights,
Oh, the tapestries are.
a lot of incense,
Oh, yeah.
and a
I've
lot of bad stories.
I've seen a lot of tapestry and incense homes.
Deodorant actually makes you smell worse over time. Like that
It
conversation.
gives you cancer.
Oh my God, I'm still going to do it, but this is terrible. Karen shows up with drunk Holly, and she brought a casserole, but it's not cooked or not. It needs to be heated up because I guess the microwaves were around, right?
Yes. But this is one that they're going to heat up in the oven, right? This is like
That's what I'm saying. Is she starts the timer.
Karen has glass Pyrex, all right? In the 80s, that shit, a lot of money. And she brought the casserole in that bitch, right?
It's a wealthy family.
A very wealthy family.
I'm just saying. When did she make? I guess she might have made the casserole the night before and threw it in the fridge. That's right. 'Cause
Yeah.
she doesn't live far, but you're right. Okay, it's cold from the fridge, and then maybe they didn't have. I guess the ovens didn't beep when you preheated them back then.
Mine still doesn't beep when I preheat. I just,
Oh my God, what a loser!
I know, it sucks.
It doesn't tell you when it's to temp.
No,
But
I
You
just
just guess?
it's a gas oven, so I'm like, 10 minutes.
Interesting. You know what temperature it is, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, it has a number that I set it to, but
It doesn't like change as it gets to that temp.
No,
Oh
no.
wow!
They have no clue.
You just have to give it a while and hope.
Check the temperature of the food when it's done.
Yeah.
We use like a meat thermometer.
Mhm.
You ever check your own temp with that?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm preheated all the time.
98.5.
God, interesting. Yeah. I was thinking like the egg timer had to be for the preheating, it looked like, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Enough about the casserole. Hopper goes to the library with Powell. Callahan opted not to go to the library for obvious reasons.
They don't let me in there. After the incident, I can't go back.
I was going, doesn't know how to read. They don't let me back.
And Marissa says you could have called.
Well.
Well.
I love everything about this scene. It's so quick and so subtle. There's layers to it.
Yeah.
Hopper is such an asshole because he did hit it that he doesn't even know what she's talking about at first. And that's a different layer. He's like any normal guy. We're all assholes at one time or another.
Yeah.
This could happen to anybody. But like pulling up to the library, I would be like, oh, fuck. It's there's only one
think she
librarian.
still works here?
Right.
Yeah.
Like he's like, huh? Like even confronted with her face, he's like, what?
Wait, what?
You want to go out again next week?
And then the other layer is Powell's look. You fucked a librarian, dude? Like, it's so funny.
Librarian?
So funny. It's
And
so
you
good.
brought it up in our previous coverage that I thought was really cool. You were saying how, it's Hopper being confronted with the lowest of like how much of a piece of shit he's been while he's actively trying to make good and be this good cop that he knows he can be. It's interesting.
That was a much better insight the last time that I watched it.
We've all changed, not in great ways.
But yeah, they're looking at old newspapers, what they call microfiche.
And microfilm, yeah.
Did you guys ever look at the old microfiche?
A little bit.
I used
Microfi?
to work at a library, so I would deal with that all the
You've
time.
worked everywhere.
I have.
I worked at a library
I don't think I've ever viewed a microfiche. Now, what they are, I Googled it. They're photos, tiny photos of newspapers that you're magnifying.
Yeah.
They're tiny so that you can store more of them, I assume. So somebody's job back then was to just photograph newspapers every day as they were printed or every Sunday or whatever.
Yeah, I guess. Mm-hmm. And then you just send those
That's
out.
a good point. Like that was
Yes,
a job.
somebody's job was to photograph newspapers.
I never thought about that, but yeah.
At every library.
He was a microfisherman.
Government job. Just.
Yeah, I guess that's
a good issue.
That's something I'm becoming more and more aware of, like, because I never thought about this whole sort of other industry where other people have to photograph a thing that's already been made for later. Because I just learned, and I don't know why I never thought about this, but like artists, when they would make movie posters, they would paint it, and then a photographer would come in and take a photo of the painting, and that's what's being made up into a poster, which makes sense when it's explained to you. But there's like, oh yeah, I never really thought about there's a photographer
back then because there was no digital art, right? Yeah. True. So true.
So there's a whole industry that doesn't exist anymore, practically.
Poor photographers. A bunch of jaybirds out there, resigned to being
Jeff
creeps in the
Bezos.
woods
Dude,
now.
so it's getting harder and harder for photographers out there.
That's true, but also microfiche.
And microfilm, yeah.
Why do you keep saying that?
That's burned in my brain from when I worked at the library.
And
so
microfilm,
microfilm and we would say microfilm and microfiche. We flipped them.
Oh, really?
Are over there.
So what's the difference? What are you talking about?
Oh
no,
no,
dude.
I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah, I actually don't know what the difference is between the two.
I just like to learn, Andy. Don't be frustrated.
No, I'm excited.
Oh,
What
are
do
you?
mean?
Oh, I thought you were like,
Microfilm
oh my
versus
God, I'll
microfiche.
Google it.
Okay, microfilm is a long strip of film wound onto a reel, while microfiche is a flat sheet of film resembling a small card.
There you go.
So it's video versus.
It's just the format. But
Okay, so the microfilm is the one where you would turn it and go through a bunch at once.
Oh yeah, you're probably right.
And a fiche is where you just lay that bitch on there like an overhead projector type shit.
yeah.
Interesting.
There's way more of them on microfilm.
I like it. And microfiche.
This scene was funny because when they sit down to look at all the
Well,
newspapers,
they
and
put
stuff,
Marissa to work too, which is really funny.
yeah. Yeah, she's very.
He's
put
like,
out
you
by
start
that.
with the Times. And she's like, well, excuse me?
I guess I'll help you find a missing child.
I'm
dick.
deputizing you and then we'll hang out later. And we see articles about MK Ultra, Dr. Brenner back in the day, and Terry Ives very, very briefly. We cut back to Joyce Byers' house. It's a lingering shot of the egg timer for the casserole, but I also love that they do that. It kind of ramps up the tension. Time's running out, you know? It's like she's stressed, just wants Karen to leave. The egg timer's a good touch. Joyce says that Will always loved Christmas, which is why she's hanging up thousands and thousands of lights to make it feel like he's home. And Karen's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Unrelated, we're having electrical problems.
Yeah, that's right. Jonathan is good at taking care of himself that whole bit. You know, she's being sincere for a second. And Joyce keeps like looking around nervously, which is why she says the electrical problems thing, because she's waiting for signs from Will.
Will.
Holly's over there drunk as a skunk.
I know where he is. You just follow old baby Holly down this hall. I'll show you where your little William is.
She gets bored of reading the newspapers and she sees lights leading down to Will's room. And in the background, we can hear that Mike skipped school because she asked about Karen's kids. And Holly finds the lamp collection and she hears the growling. And when
The lights go crazy.
when you're first watching this, are you like, oh my God, no, baby Holly
Yeah,
is going to get snatched?
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I already know what happened, but I watch it again. I'm like, baby Holly, get out of here.
Dude, how I know.
And then there's that ding of the egg timer to kind of jolt you out of it. And then Joyce busts in and grabs Holly after the where's Holly thing, you know?
Did you see something on the wall?
She interrogates Holly.
What did you say?
Where was the night Will went missing?
Why did you say that name?
Was it you, Will? Or was it you, Holly?
Why are you slurring your words?
You don't have to ask baby Holly where she been.
You talk to my fucking lawyer.
I answer questions.
I drink my spill.
And then that snaps Joyce out. Karen, I need you to leave.
Thank you for the casserole, though.
That's right. Karen's offended. She's offended.
Never.
Poor Karen is trying to reach out to all these people in pain and just door after door.
I know. And who she got to vent to? Ted?
Yeah, Ted's like, let it lie.
You gave her my casserole?
I was going to eat that.
I did eat a bite last night. I hope you didn't notice. That's my bad. What'd I do?
Ted. God damn it, Ted.
Can't believe you ate Joyce's casserole. Nancy calls Barb's mom from a payphone. Now, boys and girls, we used to have these telephones at random intervals outside in the city, and you could put a dime in and call anybody as long as you memorized their phone number. Now, don't
Could you
you know,
imagine?
sometimes there was a phone book in there. You could call numbers you did not know.
Oh, boy, howdy.
By the time, right before they got rid of payphones, they were a quarter per phone call. A quarter.
I feel like they got higher than that.
Yeah, I think
too,
they got
didn't
higher, yeah.
You think so? 50 cents?
Pretty sure it was
Maybe they were 50.
even up.
No, not above 50.
Dollar
I
call.
think it depends on where you were getting that phone.
I know that Christmas 2011, I was such a drug addict that Sarah, my son's mother, her mother, sweet old Sharon, gave me a roll of quarters for Christmas. She's a sweet lady because I would use the payphone around the corner to call Sarah all the time and also drug dealers. I didn't have a cell phone or anything. And she gave me a roll of quarters for the payphone.
Very thoughtful.
Such a practical gift.
Very practical, yeah.
But it might have been 50 cents. You're right. But yeah, exorbitant.
Yes.
Exorbitant. Anyway, she calls Barb's mom and she's like, she tries to play it coy. Like, hey, have you seen Barb? No, I thought Barb was sleeping at your house. Oh, that's right. She did. I meant like this morning. She forgot some
she's at the
textbooks.
library.
And this is so sad because eventually her mom like picks up the vibes. Can you have her call me when you see her? You know what I mean? Like, wait a second.
Starting to think she might not be alive.
I just got this feeling.
You know she can't swim, right? Oh, no.
Did you guys notice the absolute legend that walks past in this scene?
Carl Tanner?
Oh, fucking Tanner. No. There's a guy that walks past Nancy and he's got a t-shirt on and the shirt just says, cow chip kicking champion of 1983.
Like shit?
Yeah. Well, it's a cow chip is cow shit.
Dried cow shit.
And there is cow throwing competitions, like if you get into really rural areas.
They throw the shit?
But this guy kicked it. He kicked the shit. And he was the 1983 cow chip kicking champion. And I'm like, how did they get the money to afford this guy?
Well, he's not the real champion, Steve.
What?
Oh, man, that's funny. We cut to Steve and his gang. They're all waiting on top of Jonathan's car when he walks out. Nicole snitched on him, as she should, but not to them, maybe. But again, no, it's their business. It's them. Nancy shows up in the middle of the, it's kind of hard to call it bullying.
She didn't have to be there with them, though.
No, I want to see this.
You know?
I totally get where Nicole's coming from on this. This is tea.
I thought Jaber was cool. I want to see him eat shit.
That's right.
Get the shit kicker.
And that dude shows up.
I'm ready to go. He starts stretching.
Who's the cow chip? Yikes, man. This sucks because, like, really hard to defend this Jaybird, Straight up photos of Nancy's nude and stuff through the window, the blinds and everything, Didn't even zoom in to make it look like you were there.
Yeah, these are the type of photos that do appear on serial killer documentaries.
Yeah. And Nancy's like still really sympathetic to Jonathan and throughout this, right? I think she's very weirded out by this, but also she feels bad for him. Like she's very hesitant. She's definitely not a pitchfork type person.
Yeah, she's not into breaking his camera, that kind of thing.
Yeah, Steve. It's funny because later Tommy's like, she probably weirded out because saw you go all psycho. And like Steve was like pretty chill. Mm-hmm. I probably would have been more angry than Steve.
Oh, for sure.
He just drops his camera, breaks it.
Take the pervert's toy away.
That's right. They Ramsey did the same thing to Theon, and they rip up some of the photos and stuff. And Nancy sees a piece of a photo of Barb sitting on the diving board.
Oh,
and takes it and leaves him there.
Jonathan was the last person to see Barb.
Interesting. She grabs everything and leaves with Steve. 11 is very nervous, waiting by the power line. It's 315. Where is Mike? I think it's 315. I don't know.
Did I get this wrong?
Yeah, I don't actually know how clocks work.
I knew I shouldn't have been prank calling people all
also,
day.
It occurs to me there's a lot of power lines out here. This might not be the right one. She hears a cat meow, which causes her to have another PTSD flashback of a cat in a cage at the lab. And Dr. Brenner, I can only imagine, was saying, can you understand the meows, 11?
Can you crush this Coke can?
Okay, kill it.
It's a Coke can. Crush it for me, please.
What is the cat saying? I need to know. And she says, I don't understand the cat. God damn it.
We think it's a Russian spy.
Put it in the room, not the cat, 11. And that cat was saying some mean things because she starts weeping uncontrollably. They grab her, put her in the closet. Papa punishes her for failure, right?
You won't crush the cat's head like a melon into the hole.
But she does kill the orderlies
Fuck yes.
and then snaps the other guy's neck. That's the first time that we get to see that, right? Because the guys she killed at Benny's was off camera. It's awesome.
Dude, that little head like that breaks the guy's neck.
Do you think the other guy's
Right,
alive?
that is the first time we see it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Do you think the other guy's alive? The one that hit the wall?
Oh, I assumed he smacked his head on the wall and is dead that way.
He's leaking.
He's not having a good time if he is alive.
Well, 50 Cent survived 9 gunshots.
But that's 50 Cent.
That's true.
This guy does not have
that guy's
50
like
cent
20
energy.
cents,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
That's
that
true.
guy, that guy ain't paying for a phone call.
He's not a PIMP. I got what you did there.
Thank you.
But Dr. Brenner walks up, sees the dead bodies. He's not even mad. He's proud. Incredible.
Oh my God.
Incredible.
I'm going to put you in the octagon, not the hole.
Call Dana White.
Joe Rogan, you won't believe what I just found. A contender.
Alpha Brain? Yeah, but he picks her up and carries her, and she's so tired and emotionally manipulated. It's devastating.
I also love the makeup change that they do after she killed those people. She's got like the little veins around her eyes and stuff.
Yeah, it took a lot out of her. The boys show up to meet 11 now that she's out of the flashback, and she hops on his bike. And I got a little teary-eyed, not teary-eyed, but I can't ride a bike. You guys know this about me?
Yeah.
You know? I could never pick up my friends from the power line. I would walk up. I'm late. All right, see you guys there. I'll just meet, why don't you just tell me where you're going to end up?
I'll go there.
That would be better for me. Carol, we find out, is not clever. Now, we assumed, but we know for sure now.
Yeah.
Because she told Mr. Mundy that 10 plus Y equals below me. And she thinks that's the best joke
Got it.
ever.
Got that virgin.
And Nancy, she takes her cue. I got to go.
Yeah.
Barb's
She
probably
sucks.
dead, and you guys are so stupid.
This girl like sucks pretty bad.
Oh, she probably freaked out because you went all psycho on the psycho. You dropped his camera, dude. That's crazy.
I mean, objectively, you guys are way more psycho than me from minute to minute.
No, you pretended to hand it to him and then dropped it.
Ice cold fucking Wayne Gacy.
Insane, dude. I was shocked. But that's what you get for dating Miss Perfect. 11 asks what happened to Will's Chen. And he's like, oh, nothing. I just fell. And she's like, friends tell the truth, which is not the saying. I was very upset, but I'm going to let it slide for now. And he tells the truth. Like, look, I got some bullies. It's this fucking mouth breather, Troy. Mouth breather? Yeah, dumb person, knucklehead.
Knucklehead.
And she says, Mike, I understand.
No, his little smile when she understands.
I love the way he
Oh,
breaks down
fuck.
too, where he's like, I don't know why I didn't tell you. Everyone at school already knows.
Yeah, he's like, he's caught. We've all been there.
Yeah.
You ever like,
I don't want you to think I'm a wastoid.
you ever tell a white lie and get caught in it immediately and somebody's really sympathetic about it and then it's so comforting and wonderful? Like, dude, I shit my pants. Dude, I know. It's fine, Steve.
I can smell it.
It's cool, dude.
It wasn't a fart.
I understand. We've all been there. Nancy finds Barb's car is still parked 3 blocks from Steve's. And she's like, Barb, as though Barb might be nearby, a little wasted. She did.
Your car's
shotgun
right
that
here.
beer. Barb, who does that? Like, I'm not to nitpick, but Andy's missing.
Go stand outside my house.
I go to
Andy?
I find Andy's car where I was last in it. I don't turn around and go, Andy, it's right here. Can't you find it?
We've been looking for you all day.
God, you're dumb.
And he just shows up from like, oh shit.
You start looking underneath my car.
And then Barb walks out. There it is.
Oh, I'm so late.
Nancy goes into Steve's backyard, checks the pool area, hears some rustling in the trees.
There's a dope shot of the pool with the reflections, looking at the upside down reflections and then panning up. Very cool.
Didn't catch
subtle
that.
shot. Love it.
Awesome. She hears the monster and runs. The monster's just lurking out around Steve's like, John, I think it's taking pictures.
Hey there.
I'm not as good as Jake.
My mom said I should keep trying to kill you guys.
He's such a good photographer. Joyce is smoking inside. Chester barks at the lights. I remembered his name was Chester for this.
Chester the dog.
And it leads her to this like little storage area.
Mm-hmm.
She crawls in with a bundle of lights and she tries to talk to Will. Blink once for yes, twice for no. Are you alive? Blink, yes. Are you safe? Blink, blink, no.
Oh,
Yes, yes.
It's such a good scene.
Yes.
And then she starts asking a lot of questions that aren't yes or no questions.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Tell me what to do.
Who killed JFK?
And you know, Will's on the other side, like, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah, I know. That's why there's no, he's like, yes. But then Joyce gets out the paint and starts writing a letter of the alphabet under each light. We cut back to
Good
Nancy.
idea, honestly.
Yeah.
Nancy comes crying to her mommy. Now she's in a situation she cannot handle. She knows something terrible happened to Barb. I think something happened, something terrible.
She wasn't by her car.
Then we cut to Powell talking to Hop. This lady Terry Ives sounds like a real nut to me. I don't think we should look into any of this stuff. I don't
This
think
is
it's
lame.
relevant at all. Dr. Brenner, who cares he was into hippie stuff? What are you talking about, my dude? This is so relatable and
What do you
relevant.
mean the guy that tortures people with scientific experiments works in Hawkins' lab? I don't want to look into that at all.
Man, this isn't hippie crap. This is CIA sanctioned research. But then Callahan radios in. He flips on the siren and Hop leaves the library.
You're going to want to see this, Hop.
Mike and the gang.
I got those garden gnomes again.
Son of a bitch.
Mike and the gang are out at night now. And Elle took them to Will's house. You're like, what do you mean? This is Will's house, not where
Hiding.
Will is. Hiding.
Hiding.
No.
They're
But
so
he
mad
is.
at her.
But he is.
Yeah, he's there.
Lucas and Dustin are pissed, especially Lucas.
You mean we went all the way to Will's house for nothing?
I don't even have manila wafers.
I hate going to Will's house. It smells here.
Lucas pulls the Nam knife. Ah,
Nobody called her out for eating all the snacks. Dustin
right.
should have been like, I'm hungry.
Yeah. Dustin would have
Ate
called
them
her out
all.
for sure.
Then they see all the cops in an ambulance barreling past to the bikes. And again, I'd be like, let me know what happens. Fuck. I never even got anybody's pegs or anything. You know, I was too scared.
That's fine.
I never knew a kid who had like pegs on the wheels where you in like an extra seat. That you
I
could
knew
reach
Captain
people.
Hook.
What?
He had a peg leg.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. Andy, you stood on pegs.
Yeah, I had pegs. They're fun. It's good stuff. You could ride and then stand back on the pegs, even though you're the one riding. It's crazy.
Really? Yeah. But you're not touching the pedals.
Right?
You're just letting it,
Well, you got to get momentum first.
you're just letting it go. Anyway, I'm not good with wheels. So we all admit that it's like you see it's light outside when Hop leaves, right?
It's like evening, like sun
Yeah,
goes
but
down.
then it's dark.
Sure.
It's a long
to-
drive to the quarry.
How much time do you think has passed from, let's say, a library to them leaving on their bikes?
About
15 minutes.
enough
Really?
time for the sun to set.
All
would
I'm
say.
saying is I think it took Joyce an embarrassingly long time to paint that alphabet.
What comes after T?
Yeah, she got to a letter and got stumped a couple of times.
Oh, don't do my girl Joyce like
Because
that.
when it cuts back to Joyce, she's putting the Z on. It's been like 3 hours. Some of them are crossed out. Will's like, let me try to work with this here. But he spells R-I-G-H-T-H-E-R-E, right?
Right
over
here.
there.
Ruby Twos, U-R-A-C-A-T-A-S-T-R-O-P-H-E, catastrophe.
That's great.
It's Cold Mountain, baby. And then she's like, what do I do? What do I do? R-U-N-O-F-T. Run off. Then we get the blinky, blinky, blinky. And the fucking monster, the Demogorgon, comes barreling to the wall. Just want to play with you.
Hey Joyce.
You got a cigarette?
I really need one after today. Nancy got away from me again.
Again.
You wanted to get away. I don't know what you're seeing, Steve.
And then there's sirens in the woods. They're barreling down these roads. There seems to be a body in the lake. The kids are back there watching.
Oh God, please tell me it's not the kid.
And they see that it is Will's body, apparently. And Mike swats 11 away. You said he was alive. What's wrong with you?
Friends don't lie.
And Mike takes off. And
Poor Lucas is like crying. He's like, Mike, don't do this, man.
Oh, it's
Not
so
like
good.
this. Not like this.
it's so sad. Joyce is running in the woods because she's running from the monster. And Jonathan's car shows up. It's them embracing. It's Mike coming home while Barb's parents are there talking with Nancy. And can you imagine Barb's parents? They're like, oh my God, my kid's missing. And then this other kid comes in crying. They're like, yeah.
My friend's dead.
Oh my God, this is crazy. Like, this is bad, right? Like you said, it's very season finale. Like, it's, but I was crying my eyes out, dude. Like when Karen hugs Mike, and hats off to little Mike Wheeler. He's doing such good acting.
Finn
Wolfhard, yeah, but his name is Mike Wheeler in this context.
Oh, okay.
That's Mr. Wolfhard to you.
Sorry.
Yeah, and there's intercut.
Wolf.
Dick Wolf.
Dick Wolfhard. That was great, Andy.
Yeah, it's intercut, the Mike Karen hug with the Jonathan Joyce hug. And it's the Peter Gabriel's what's doing it to me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm balling. That motherfucker. We can be heroes. Why are you doing this? Not like this.
I could be king.
Oh my God. But that's the end of Holly Jolly. Turns out not a very jolly episode.
No.
And now it's time for our chocolate puddings, our favorite moments of the episode. But first, a brief break to hear from one of our sponsors.
What's up, Stream Fiends? July is in full swing, you know, the heart of summer. It's the time of year for late night hangouts, road trips, cold drinks, and binge watching marathons with absolutely zero guilt. But we also want to take a moment to celebrate something else that makes this season shine, and that is our incredible super patrons. These are the folks who support us at the $25 or more tier each month on Patreon, and thanks to them, we get to keep doing what we love doing, and that's bringing you all this crazy content. So thank you to John Collins, Dara Cosby, Hannah Zito, Sun-Loving Mortal, Carrie Sink, Xander Barbarian, Daniel Pack, Phil S., Nice Guy Eddie, The Great Serpent, Jordan Garvin, Albus Stinkpot, Maddlestat, Susie Callahan, Anthony Corona, Jim E., Lady Trashley, Sean Myers, Just Liz Calabria, Brett X, E. Scramo, Lil Tickler, Svento7, Jay Scramo, Loth Pum, AK Ashley Ray, Jay Rich, Upside Down Canuck, Big Butthorn, Josh Stitch, Jer, Kaylee Sampson, Rabbit Dog in a Barbie Car, Elbander, Charlie Friday, Alexis Adler, Peaches, Emmy, Haley B, Joe Velez, Trisha Bueller, Alex G, Suzanne Rode, Jadinklage Morgoon, Kalisha Reeves, Paula Garcia, That Brenda, Aaron Armstrong, Hootie Hoo, Casey McCain, and of course, Enza. Thank you all so much from the bottom of our hearts. And with that, let's get back to the episode.
And we're back with our chocolate puddings. Andy, what is your number 3?
So I don't know if we called it out in the coverage, to be honest, but it's when they are prepping for Operation Mirkwood and the boys have to go to school and Karen yells for Mike and he turns and goes, "Coming!" It was just the most accurate portrayal of a 10-year-old like screaming at their parent, like, "Leave me the fuck alone, I'm busy." It's so fucking good.
And then she does leave him alone for a good while. I got uncomfortable. I don't know about you guys.
Karen's up like, God damn. Okay.
My dad was what I now know is abusive, but but this was not a thing. If my dad was home, at least, for sure, because he took such a long time between the coming and actually coming that I got really anxious and like a little bit of PTSD. And my house was a thing where my dad would say, "Chris." And if I said what, he would lose his shit. "You come here and find the fuck out what? Not ass, motherfucker." Like it was like that was how I was raised.
Woo!
So when Mike does that, I was like, uncomfy.
Expecting like heavy foot stomps.
Yeah, pain coming, Mike. Hurry. 11's gonna be the least of your problems. You don't get your ass up there, buddy.
Cut to Karen putting oranges in a sock.
Steve, what was one of your favorite moments? Number 3.
My number 3 is the 11 cat flashback. Like that whole thing where it starts off with her like, I don't want to. Can we go back to crushing the cans? I don't want to crush the cat, please.
Do you think that's what she was supposed to do? Was kill the cat?
Totally.
Yeah. He wanted to find out the applications of her fighting mind.
I thought he wanted to speak kitty cat.
No, I think. Well, we see her crush the can, and then she has the same exact stuff on, and then when she kills the orderly, she's like, "God damn it, that was amazing!
That's better than the cat.
Cooler."
Now go back to the cat.
She thinks he's like poor girl, but he's actually like that brain. Oh my god!
Yeah.
This is all I ever wanted was a child that can fight with her brain, and it's right here. We're going to go kill that cat tomorrow. Euthanize the cat. Mm-hmm. He just shouts that to someone.
Right.
Don't worry, Papa killed it.
It's not going to hiss at you anymore. Honestly, that cat was kind of a pill.
And I killed a can of Coke.
I'm going to be killing Yinglings later.
Schlitz.
Oh, yeah, Schlitz. That's my number 3. That whole sequence is really cool. What about you?
My number 3 is that as well. Specifically when 11 kills those guys. I'm much more of like a nice kind of viewpoint on this whole scene. It's very sad, but also it's like nice because it's the first time we get to see it. Like she's floated the Millennium Falcon. She closed the door. We knew she killed the guards off camera at Benny's, but now we're like, oh shit, she's full on like Jean Grey. This is going to be a cool show. Like it's just such a great moment. Yeah, that's my number 3. Andy.
My number 2 is Joyce following the lights into the crawl space, and 1 for yes, 2 for no. And it was just like, oh, fuck, he's alive. He's in there and shit. And like, that is just, I don't know. I love Joyce so much. And she's, I think the combination of Winona Ryder's performance, the genius design of all the Christmas lights everywhere, the music that's playing when it's going ding, 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 like leading up to like that desk that she moves, crawls in the crawl space. Everything about it is just so effective. And yeah, getting to have the communication with her son from wherever the fuck he is, the afterlife, the upside down, what she doesn't know, And so it's just such an effective, beautiful scene.
Steve?
My number 2 is Joyce in the alphabet, where she has constructed the
iconic.
The iconic Christmas tree lights with the correlating alphabet letters. And then when Will starts communicating with her through the lights and it's, right, where are you? Right here. Oh my God, what does that mean? That's weird. And then the whole like R-U-N, run. And then the monsters behind her through the wall. Like that's some scary shit and it's tense and it's a visually stimulating scene. It's really creative. And how do you get her to communicate with Will when he's not on her plane of existence? And it also ramps up the horror with the Demogorgon. I just like the idea that the Demogorgon is just, it bounces back and forth between Steve's backyard and the buyer's home. It's just like, what's going on with Steve? You're not home. I'll go back to Steve. I want to fuck with Joyce some more. Hey, girl. What's up? But you're number 2. You're number 2, Kit.
This is tough, man, because you guys both picked moments that are without a doubt incredible that I want to put on my list. But this time around, this is kind of absurd amongst those 2 iconic scenes, but I'm going to put the tiny moment between Nancy and Karen when she comes home after losing her virginity and she's it wasn't what she thought it would be, I'm sure. And Steve was asleep and it just made it more like, oh, that's it now, I'm alone. And, Barb wasn't there. And she comes home and Karen can like sense all of this and like has been there and not with Steve, but you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's just such a touching moment for me as a parent. And I think Cara Buono crushes it. And it's so subtle and with all this other fantastical and supernatural shit going on, it's easy to miss, but it's such a good like coming of age moment from a different movie kind of thing, Anyway, that's my number 2. Andy, you're number 1.
My number 1 is the moment when Mike hugs his mom. It's just absolutely fucking heartbreaking. We got, the music going, everything that came before, like finding the body and stuff is obviously like super impactful. We're all crying, but the moment when he hugs Karen is for me just like the absolute twist of the heart and very, very, very effective.
Yeah, my number one is the final ending sequence. Basically, when the Peter Gabriel song kicks off from them finding Will, all the kids are distraught, over to what Joyce is doing with Jonathan, Mike being consoled by his mom. It really does feel like a big, weighty season finale. And the song choice is perfect. The imagery is perfect. And you really are like in tears, like, oh no, what happened to Will? Poor Mike. Poor 11 for being shut down by Mike. Poor Barb's parents. Poor everybody. Like, you just feel so bad for everyone in the scene, and you just want to hug everybody, basically. It's a really impactful scene. I think it's incredibly well done. What about you, Kit?
That's my number one as well. They're all so damn good, especially for how young they are. You know, Finn Wolfhard is doing great, but also like Caleb McLaughlin, and his line delivery is like starts the toppling of my emotions in this sequence. But
Don't do this, man.
But it's Mike standing in the foyer in the place, the front door, when Karen stands up and says, "Honey," you know, because you see your kid obviously going through it. Whoa. Or, sorry, Barb's parents. She's probably dead. Mike, you know. Yeah, it's and the Peter Gabriel is just like way too much. Low blow, you know. It's all incredible. Loved it so much. That's my number one, which brings us to our Easter Eggos.
Yay.
I honestly felt like there's just a bunch of silly ones that are really obvious in this episode. I didn't have any cool like movie tie-ins or anything yet.
Yeah, same.
Andy, let's go around the room and knock them out.
Dustin asked, was she born with the powers or did she acquire them like Green Lantern?
X-Men or Green Lantern, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Steve?
When they're driving up to the lab, at one point, Powell says, like, there it is, Emerald City, referring to the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. We talked about it earlier, but I liked the Reagan joke about this because at one point Reagan was supposedly working on satellites that would shoot lasers as missile defense.
The Star Wars program.
He called it Star Wars. Mm-hmm. And that's what Callahan was talking about. Andy.
Have we already called out the Tom Cruise poster in Nancy's
did not.
bedroom?
Not yet.
But yeah, there's a Tom Cruise poster. He was a heartthrob back then. It's very cute.
She's ahead of the game too, because I think this technically is before Tom Cruise like really blew up in popularity.
Really?
So she's an OG fan. She's a real one. This is before he got his teeth fixed. You know?
Shit.
Yeah, this was pre-Risky Business, wasn't it?
I think so. Like she saw.
I think that they straight up call out Risky Business at some point in this series.
83 is when Risky Business came out. So he would have been a heartthrob.
Okay. Speaking of Ronald Reagan, when 11 is flipping the channels, that clip of Ronald Reagan that she sees is from his addressing the nation on October 27th, 1983, where he's talking about Lebanon and Grenada. So she's watching it a little late, but that's what that was.
It's a rerun of the news.
Yeah, like what? Slow day on TV. Let's replay the presidential addresses, you know?
There's a Trapper Keeper in Nancy's locker.
Mm-hmm. And it's actually branded Trapper Keeper.
Yeah, that was weird to me.
Yeah.
I'm a 90s kid, so none of them said Trapper Keeper, I don't think anymore when I was in school.
Yeah.
But in fact, I didn't know that was a thing.
In case you were wondering, this is a Trapper Keeper.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a brand. I guess it's like Band-Aid. Mm-hmm. It's kind of became the thing, but it was a brand, you know?
Yeah.
Andy?
I think I'm pretty much done.
Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. He-Man, but like you already called that out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm empty too. We're firing blanks. Steve, what do you got?
There's obviously a Nightmare on Elm Street parallel. Barb is sort of like the Tina issue where when Tina
From Bob's Burgers?
But her death is what causes Nancy in Nightmare on Elm Street to investigate. There's something going on. Barb dying. Our Nancy is also investigating something that's going on. Obviously, we kind of talked about it briefly, but the whole Baby Holly situation is very poltergeist. Even Joyce communicating through the letters with Will is very poltergeist, where they're trying to communicate with their kid through the TV. Oh, in Nancy's room, I paused on her photo station to find something. She has a badge or a patch. Sorry. There's a patch up there, and the patch is a quote. The quote is, "If you are not part of the solution, you are part of the problem," which obviously tells us a little bit about Nancy's character. She's very much like, let's find solutions to problems. But this patch was something that you can get in the 80s. They started printing this phrase on t-shirts, patches. It became very popular in the 80s, but it's a phrase that has existed for a long time. It became a form of this phrase became popular in the 60s thanks to Black Panther Party leader Eldridge Cleaver. But obviously a different form of this quote has existed for much longer than that. But it's a phrase that got really popular in the 60s, but then they started promoting it on clothes in the 80s and stuff. So that was kind of interesting. You can still, you can actually buy that exact patch on Etsy. There is
If you're not a part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
The color, the font, everything from this show. There's a person on Etsy named Urban Redo where you can order that patch.
That's fun.
You mentioned all that stuff. I thought that the Marissa's "You Got a Lot of Nerve" showing up here to Hopper was very reminiscent of Lando Calrissian in Empire Strikes Back, going, "You got a lot of guts coming here after what you pulled." Did you get, and this might be a stretch, but did you get a when the cat hisses at 11? Not the flashback cat, but the cat that initiates the flashback. It's like an orange,
the power line cat.
Yeah, it's like an orange tabby. Did you get a Jonesy from Aliens vibe? Because it's literally like a save the cat moment for the character, but also it's the cat that literally was the saving the cat from Alien.
Wow. Okay.
Like it was the same breed, you mean?
Yeah, it looks
could
like
see
Jonesy, the cat.
I haven't watched Alien in years.
Such a good movie.
I
Andy.
realize I've said cat so often, and I'm so
It does
sorry.
look. It does look like Jonesy. Yeah, maybe. Let's say it. Let's throw it in there.
It's us, baby. When they're looking at the microfilm microfiches, one of the
Oh my God.
one of the articles is alleged experiments abuse article. It's written about Terry Ives. The writer is a T. Bridges, and I think that is a nod to the art department's Todd Bridges, which is kind of fun. And then the last thing we have is music. We already talked about the Heroes Peter Gabriel song, obviously.
David Bowie.
Yeah, it's a David Bowie cover. Which, by the way, the David Bowie cover, I think, is a better song. I'm sorry, the David Bowie version is a better song, but because Peter Gabriel, if you listen to that full song, it goes on a while, and it's like, come on, Pete, let's get to it. But emotionally, it's much more emotionally thematic for this episode what they're going for. Also, the episode starts off with "Waiting for a Girl Like You" by Foreigner. This is when Nancy and Steve are.
I was waiting for a girl like you to come into my life.
That's beautiful. And then last, I'm going to give you another update from something in our first episode. If you remember, I asked people if they could find out any information about the song "Every Little Bit" by Jackie James and Ian Curnow. I talked about how I could not find out where this song actually came from. Ricker did it again. He stepped up and he did something that never occurred to me. He emailed the company that released the album it was on and asked them directly.
Wow.
And this is the response he got from a Tara that works for Extreme Music, who released the album that this is from. "Hi, this is not an original 80s track. This album was released to sound like an authentic 80s sound. Hopefully, it did the trick."
Wow.
I think it did. It made it on Stranger Things. It's kind of funny she didn't lead with that, but hey, there you go. It wasn't an 80s song. It was meant to sound like an 80s song. So
Interesting. They did it.
Thank you, Ricker, for doing some sleuthing and actually like, hey, I can email the people who made this album.
Dude, that's amazing go-getter attitude. I love it. I saw on the cork board with all the family photos in Nancy's room. It just says Nemo real big at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys know what that is? All I could think of is the movie Little Nemo from the 80s that I loved, but I don't think that's what that is.
Yeah, because the font's different than the Little Nemo logo.
We're just going to ignore Nemo? Like, why would it just... And there's no 80s band named Nemo. I looked.
I just thought maybe she was like into the character Nemo. I don't know.
Or like the... what's that other... Isn't he from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea or something?
Yeah, that's who I was thinking.
Yeah.
There's also a movie from 1984 just called Nemo.
Really?
Yeah. Does
Not Little Nemo?
it look close to that?
I don't think so, but maybe.
That's more in line with what the font is, but it's not the same font.
Whatever. If anybody, Ricker, we need you to find out what Nemo is.
We're going to outsource our research to you.
This week's homework.
What else you got, Steve?
That's all I have for Eggos.
Well, that brings us to our 11 out of 10 segment where we nominate our favorite performance of the episode. Andy, who are you going to give it to?
I'm going to give it to Finn Wolfhard. I think his...
He did Wolf pretty hard in this episode.
Yeah, he the moment when he's hugging his mommy, he's falling apart. When he's screaming at 11, "What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you?" I loved his little smirk when she says that she understands. After
that was
he
great.
Got bullied and stuff.
Great choice.
Yeah, I think this is a child actor that's going places.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
You got to watch his movie, Hell of a Summer.
Yeah, me too.
You'll appreciate it like I did. Steve, who are you giving it? Steve.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to give it to Natalia Dyer.
Nice.
Nancy. I think she does a phenomenal job of portraying this character who's, going under the stresses of high school. Like, everyone's going to judge me now because I've had sex, and that, and she's trying to keep that a secret, but also at the same time, she's slowly realizing that her best friend may have been killed, kidnapped, what have you. And the way she's trying to push her mom off is very relatable and realistic. But then at the end, when she finally realizes, oh no, this is real, this is a problem. I don't know. I think she does a really good job emoting all of that. And, she's absolutely gripping to watch in this episode, which I think is great. So that is my pick. What about you, Kit?
I'm also going to give it to Natalia Dyer for all the reasons that you said. But shout out to Cara Buono, who I think, with very little work to do, gave me my biggest emotional punches of this episode.
Agreed.
Anywho, that's our nominations for 11 out of 10. Now it's time to step into the Nina.
Oh, the Nina. Hop on in, boys. You guys have your schlitz. Do you have your water shoes on?
We're going to do things a little differently this time, aren't we, Steve?
We are. So the last couple episodes, I've been researching clips from our previous episodes from 2017. And I would put them on my soundboard, play them for these two jabronis, and they would have to guess what the context is. However, certain members of the Discord, Ricker, Casey, and Enza, came up to me, the moderators of the Discord, and they said, hey, what if we find the clips, submit them to you, and all three of you can play? That way Steve doesn't have all the power over Kit and Andy. And I thought that was a wonderful idea. So they sent me 5 clips. I have them on my soundboard. I haven't listened to them, so I'm trusting them. And Ricker has sent me a list of what they are with like the spoiler tag on Discord, and I haven't clicked those yet. So once we have a guess, we can click here and find out exactly what they are. So thank you first and foremost, again, to Ricker, who's doing a lot this episode. Casey.
All the time.
Yeah, all the time. Are you guys ready to listen to clip number 1?
I am.
Let's do it.
They made sure that was not a titillating scene. They just ensured that, just splicing it with...
Joke's on you. I'm into that shit.
All right. They're splicing. Joke's on you. I'm into that shit. What are we doing?
I was thinking like Jaybird's developing photos or something. But Andy was obviously in character when he said that. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
I'm going to say it's Steve calling out Jonathan for the voyeurism. And it's joke's on you. I'm into that shit.
Yeah, that's where my head's at, Andy. I agree with you. It's in that scene, I think. But let's see what it is. According to Ricker, it is Kit and Andy talking about the intercutting of Barb being accosted / murdered in the upside down pool with Steve and Nancy sex scene. Oh, okay.
Oh, spliced. So I said spliced, but I meant intercut.
Oh, okay. Joke's on you. I'm into that shit. Get the Demogorgon up here. We need a third.
I would be Andy that would say that.
Hey, guys.
I think I was probably saying that it was uncomfortable, and Andy was like, joke's on you. I'm into that. Okay.
That makes sense. All right, our second clip. Here we are.
They're really good. Like the way that Game of Thrones was like sex position. I mean, flashback exposition is nothing new, but I think they're very good at it.
Okay.
The way that one of 11's flashback has to be 11 looking at the cat or 11's Coke can commercial thing.
Okay.
For sure.
Flashback exposition, yeah. I think that's fair because that's the only real flashback exposition we've gotten so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
I second that.
We going for that?
That's what I'm going for.
Let's lock it in. Ricker says, Kit marveling at the flashback exposition. He loves the the transition from 11 flipping through the TV and seeing a Coke can to her crushing one for Papa.
Nailed it.
Okay.
There we go. We remember our show, kind of. Here's number 3.
And she's bald. And this is like Aliens 3 level right here. And we're only on the Aliens 1 timeline line. So
We're talking about 11, who's bald. And I made an Aliens because Ripley doesn't shave her head until Alien 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that is. And Aliens 1 timeline is because that doesn't make sense because Alien came out in what, 79?
The first one, I think, yeah.
And it's true, Aliens 3 wouldn't have been out until like 1990.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm talking. I don't know. I'm halfway there.
But we're talking about 11 shaved head.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Andy, do you have any?
I don't know. Maybe we were directly calling out this Save the Cat in some regard.
Oh, okay. It's like
The cat?
the Jonesy thing.
Jonesy?
The cat. Okay.
That'd be cool. I doubt it.
Well, 11's definitely involved.
Yeah, the only bald person I can think of.
All right, let's see what
From the
Richard
show.
says. I'm going to have to listen to the clip again because it says Kit pretending to be Lucas hating on 11.
What?
Hold on.
and she's bald. And this is like Aliens 3 level right here. And we're only on the Aliens 1 timeline line. So
I can see kind of throwing shade.
Yeah, sure.
Just Lucas being a little shitty towards her.
And she's bald. Yeah.
Bald.
Bald.
Number 4.
Hey girl, my daughter died and my wife left me.
I have a pill problem.
I have a pill problem, so I got vacancies in my bed.
That's Hopper and the librarian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Hopper's game has to be. Let's see. Talking about the scene where Hopper goes to the library and has awkward confrontation with the librarian, Steve asks what they think Hopper's game is. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. All right, last one for the Nina. Here we go.
I was a weird kid. And so the things they said to me, I was, yeah, it makes sense. You know,
Yeah.
I'm wearing sweatpants that are for girls and I did shit them. So fair enough.
What are we talking about there?
What are the odds that I talked about shitting my pants again in this episode? 8 years later.
Maybe we
We've
haven't
changed
grown.
as people.
Maybe we haven't changed as much as we thought.
I was funny, dude. I'm wearing girls' sweatpants and I did the shit them. that was off the dome.
Man.
Also, it did happen a lot. So maybe not that clever to think of. I was just being honest. The bullies, I think I was in context that sounds like, let me get in the mindset, 2017, when Troy and his buddy were bullying the kids, I was probably talking about the kinds of things they were saying and how maybe when I was bullied, it was totally fair and just things that were true. I don't know. That's all I can.
Andy?
Oh, fuck. I mean, if it's not that, then it's got to be like, I don't know, something to do with Jonathan being confronted. I don't know, because he's like an outsider.
I'm going to throw a Hail Mary on this one. I'm going to say we're talking about how 11 is wearing Mike's clothes. Something to do with that. Because she's got his sweatpants and they're the same size, I guess.
Okay.
Let's see what Ricker says. Ricker says, it's Kit reminiscing about bullying he endured when discussing Troy and James' 80s style bullying of Mike, Dustin, and Lucas and Will. Steve mentions how hardcore they are, that they taunt Mike, Dustin, and Lucas with Will's possible murder by calling Will a queer.
Yeah, it is hardcore.
No, you're not hardcore. And that's where the song ends.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that concludes the Nina. Thank you for stepping in it.
Let's leave the Nina. That was awesome. Thank you to our Discord mods and everybody who helped gather those clips so Steve could play. That's awesome. Well, now it's time to end the episode with whatever we created with our MadLib monstrosity. Steve, take it away.
MadLibs. Guys, this is the story you helped me create in the beginning of the episode. It is titled, Where's Will? Here we go. Mike, Andy, and Lucas didn't find it too sweaty when Will wasn't in school that morning. but they couldn't believe what their speedboat was missing that day. The salty grail of radios. The Stewart Ham Shack had finally arrived. But before they could really test boof it, the principal and 2 octopi came bearing bad news. Will was zesty. He never made it home after their Dungeons and Eagles game last night. The boys were instructed to ingest straight home after school and stay out of it. But Mike couldn't stop worrying about his pubes. How could they sit at the museum and do nothing? Then it hit him. When Will was faced with the Demogorgon in their campaign last night, he could have cast a dinosaur bone to protect himself and play it safe. Instead, he cast intercourse ball and risked it all to protect his friends. In that moment, Mike knew that Will needed him to engage it all. He grabbed his walkie-plop.
Wait a second.
And signaled Lucas. Tonight, they were going to drown their friend. Oh no! Is that how he ended up in the quarry?
I'm still stuck on how that was almost walkie acrimonious.
Get the walkie-plop. A walkie-ploppy? Actually, speaking of Where's Will, did you do a Will call? Was there any update to that at all?
There was no Wills that I mean, Joyce sang Will when Jonathan wakes up and she's in his room by herself, but I didn't know if that counted. So
Will!
I don't think there's any additional Will calls.
I think that's safe.
There's a kind of a Barb call, thanks to Nancy's dumbass.
Welcome to Barb Call.
2.
One of them was at her car.
Oh, a test booth. That's awesome. You always get a test booth, whatever you're going to.
Yeah, you do.
When you get a new toy.
Yeah, you do.
Anywho, that brings our coverage of Chapter 3, Holly Jolly, to a close. Tune in next week for Chapter 4. Of course, again, on patreon.com/streamingthings. We are well into our Game of Thrones coverage. We just did Sucker Punch. There's about 190 other movies we've covered only on Patreon over there. And soon, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou will be being covered, right? And it looks like the poll winner is going to be Signs.
Looking like that. There's still some poll campaigning that can happen.
There's still some campaigning, but it's got a hefty lead last time I checked. But yeah, that's all over there on Patreon. Thank you guys for supporting the show. We'll be back soon. That's all the time we've got right now, though. My name is Kit.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Steve.
And this was Streaming Things, Streaming Stranger Things.
Happy streaming. It's a motherfucking wolf cop. Ever seen that movie?
No.
Movies are therapy with horse cock.
Did you? We still got the laser noise, though.
Yeah.
With horse cock.
Horse cock.
No, Steve hits the button and it's just like...